Hello and welcome everyone. In this video we are going to be creating Hangman in Python, and we're going to be doing so step by step, initially building a basic version and then building an advanced version. Now the one you're looking at, is an advanced version, and what's particularly advanced about it is this animated image. So there is a dictionary of images that basically progress as the hangman happens, as well as a function that does the status. So let me just go back to the main, and this status shows you the word as it's revealed. Now, for the fun of it, I have the word happiness, because I'm going to show you what happens when you figure out the word and what happens when you don't. So let's say we guess the letter K. The rope starts happening. We guess A correctly. The word A gets revealed. The lives don't go down. Let's say we select B. The head is there. Let's say we select I. Oh yes, I is there. M, nothing. And now we go on to basically get the word. See that the double letters work. P and P, and N was already in. E, S, well done, you're a champion. If we were to get it wrong, so maybe some correct, but maybe a bunch wrong, the body keeps increasing, and eventually you have 0 lives, and the hangman has got you. So that's how it works, and now we are going to proceed to building it. Now, I'm going to exit out of this file. In the YouTube video, I'm going to share with you this Hangman starter. Now, the starter is basically going to have 2 files built in. One is that images file. I mean, these would be hard to recreate. I have sourced them from another REPL project. It'll be credited below. And words, which I've sourced from hangmanwords.com. So there's a website that has a list of hard words, and I've basically copied and pasted them and used a split here, so that I don't actually have to make them into a list. I suppose also worth saying before we begin officially, I've actually been inspired to do this from a bunch of students that I teach every Tuesday morning. Believe it or not, primary school kids built Hangman. Hence, that's going to be the easier version. With some updates, I managed to get it to about 43 lines for the advanced one, which is probably about half of what Hangman typically is from all the online projects I've seen, so I think that's pretty good. Okay, having said all that, I think it's time for us to get started. So there are a couple of things that we need to worry about in the beginning. First of all, let's just set the word to something that's familiar, happiness. And the very first thing that I really want to do is create some type of a variable that's going to store a partially revealed word. So I'm going to call that reveal. And I'm going to create this reveal as a list that is full of blanks. So list that's basically going to say list, and in it we're going to have the length of the word multiplying a blank. And I guess we could print the reveal here. Let's have a look. So that's the current reveal. Now this is going to look a bit unwieldy, but we can certainly use this. And as we build a sort of more fancy version of the game, we can then upgrade to one that looks a bit neater. But this is sort of letter by letter, unknown words, and we want to set it up so that when you start guessing the words correctly, the blanks here start turning into letters. Okay, we're also going to need lives. And we're going to set lives to 7. We are going to have a game loop, and the game loop is going to work with a Boolean, so that that's going to say while game 1 double equals to false. And then we can, I guess, set game1 to false. So far we have a word, we have this reveal that's going to be revealed as we guess letters that are in the word. And now we can actually ask the user to guess a letter. So we can just say guess equals to input. And what do we say? Guess a letter or an entire word. Boom. After that, I guess we should, given that this is upper, we can either convert guess to upper or the word to lower. I'd prefer to just convert guess to upper. Guess equals to guess dot upper. And here we can basically begin. We're going to try to have one single loop that checks, first of all, if we've guessed the entire word correctly. That's the first thing you want to check, because then game1 is true. In fact, we can have a little, how do I put it? You know, guess the entire game. So let me just show you what I mean by that. Like if guess double equals to word, then we can say game1 equals to true. And here, when the game is 1, we can exit the loop and basically say if game1, we can print well done, you are a champion. And here we go, else something like you failed. And maybe tell them what the word was. Oops, we need a print statement there. Print, you failed, comma, the word was, thing, comma, word. So this should work, except we're never really gonna get to, you're never gonna really fail. It'll only check if game is 1. So we also need to check on lives. But let's just see if this super basic version works. So if I guess some random stuff, it's gonna keep asking. And if I say happiness, well done, you're a champion. Okay, so that's a very basic prototype that we're going to build on. So what can we add here? Perhaps add a possibility of failure. While game1 equals false and lives are greater than 0. So here we can say else lives minus equals to 1. We're going to subtract 1 from lives. And now we can just guess 7 times and we have failed the word. The word was happiness. So we are progressing a little bit. And we're approaching our first real challenge, which is going to be, how do you guess single letters? And that's what we're going to incorporate right here. So we're going to basically say if the length of guess, if that's exactly 1, and also guess is in the word, then you need to go through a process where we change the reveal in such a way that it basically begins to reveal the word. So if I put H, H is going to show up. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's begin. So if you cycle through the word, right? So for I in range from 0 to length of the word. So you're cycling here and you can basically say that letter equals to word I. You'll notice that the word and the reveal have the same length, right? So now you could basically say if guess double equals the letter, like if you've guessed one of the letters, then you could say reveal I equals to guess. And that's pretty significant. I mean, you can also check if there are no more sort of dashes in reveal, right? If underscore dash not in reveal, you can then say game 1 equals to true. So watch this. Guess a letter or an entire word. A. So, oh, by the way, between these cycles, we just need to print the reveal, I guess. So this should go up here and not in there. And let's see how we go. So if we say A, see A is getting revealed. P, H, N, W, E, S, I. There you have it. We are 11 minutes in and we have built a basic Hangman. So basically that's about as far as my students got. And then I decided to see what I can do to upgrade that. But this Hangman game, a working Hangman game with animation, can be done in 30 lines, really using nothing other than lists and indexes. There's nothing fancy in this code. There's not a function, there are no dictionaries. This is as simple as it gets, Hangman Python. Now that we've done that, how can we make it better? Well, I think that the code needs to get systematized, and I think that we definitely want to have this in a function. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a function for that. And instead of basically saying game1 equals true in a function, I'm going to say game1 equals to the function. You're gonna see what I mean. So let's create this first one, and I'm gonna call this check letter. Check def check letter. So what are gonna be the parameters of check letter? Well, you're checking if a particular letter is in a particular word. You're also using the global reveal, because the reveal is what you're changing. So we can now paste this whole thing in there, and it should begin to take, to take a bit of shape. Let me see. So this for loop goes all the way there, the letter goes all the way there, the if statements are going to go back by 1. No, that's going to go back, that's going to go back. That should be it. No, that's inside the for loop. What am I thinking? The whole thing is inside the for loop. Now this, if dash is not in reveal, this is where we can say return true. So basically the function returns true if we've won, and if we haven't won yet, it will return false. Now, given that it returns true if you win and false if you don't win, you can just basically, instead of all of these shenanigans, you can reduce that if statement to game1 equals to check letter. And we are checking that for guess and word. So let's have a look. So guess is basically the one letter that you're checking. Guess, comma, word. let's see if that works. A, P, cool. Now this has not added anything to our program, but it has systematized it, which is nice. We've basically exported some of the complex stuff into this function. Now, the next function is going to be a little bit trickier, and that is going to use, instead of just printing this reveal, we want to have a status, and that status is going to show those images that we had before. So let's create that function. We are going to call it def. I think status should do. And this function isn't taking any parameters. It isn't even returning any values. This function is just going to be there to help us represent this in a much, much, much nicer form. So one of the first things that we want to do is we want to print, we want to clear the images every time we do them. Let's begin like this. I'm just going to call status here. Let me just test one more thing. If I type in the whole word, happiness, yeah, we're going to say, well done, you're a champion, but the whole thing doesn't get revealed. So I think that we should run status before the game ends. So let's say you got it right. We can run status here. So let's just check happiness. So when you get it right of an entire guess, we should basically say that reveal equals the word. So let's see this again. Happiness. Okay. Trust me, this is going to work in the future. It basically shows the correct word. Now we need to start building this status from previously just showing this list here to basically showing a Hangman image. Let's have a look at the Hangman image. So if we go into images here, it has a value of 0 for the sort of starting, and then 1 for the beginnings of the rope, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is a dictionary. So we need to access that. We've already imported images. So it's going to be, the file is going to be images.hangman. So we need to access images.hangman. So inside status, we need to print images.hangman, and 7 minus lives is going to show us that. And by the way, we also need to print reveal because right now we're not. So if we say H, so as you can see, it's printing the status twice, and this is going to be a bit annoying. So we need to begin to clear the screen. This is why I imported the OS, right? So the status can begin with the clearing os.system. I think for a system command, we might need that. Yay! H-A-U. We're getting hung. R. Yes. I just need to double check that this is gonna work. So yeah. We should probably also tell the user how many lives they have left. The question is, where do we want to tell how many lives? Under the reveal? Yeah, sure. We can do it here. You have lives, comma, lives. No, that should work. Let's try running this again. You have 7 lives, U, H, 6, yes. P should remain at 6, R should be 5, and A. And we can basically check if we can get there a letter at a time, and well done, you have 4 lives. So right now we have a pretty good game. We are somewhere on 45 lines. The only thing that I can think of improving here, first of all, would be to, instead of choosing happiness, we can go to that list of words and choose one from there. So that's going to be random. Remember, random was imported from the beginning. Random dot choice. I think words. I'm not sure if that thing was. Are they split in here? Are they already a list? Okay, they are split. So if the random dot choice words, that should work. So if I go main random dot choice words, by the way, that's not capitalized. So word equals to word dot upper. Now, this is going to be a minor nightmare because those are hard words. Ooh, no module length. What's going on here? I self random dot choice. Because it's words dot hm. We're referencing that. Words. That's better. Okay, so we have some other word, and we can check what that is. We're probably going to fail. Ooh, is it still happiness? No, it's not. M, W, I, Tai, what the? B, H, Z, T. Daiquiri. Yeah, I never had a chance. Okay, so we basically have this thing working pretty well, other than this could be prettier. And the way we can print that would be to basically use the dot join together with list comprehensions. And this is going to be an ugly line of code, but it basically is going to help us make the game look a little nicer. So instead of this print reveal, we could print. So what if we have a space dot join, and here is that string comprehension statement. So basically, if you go for E in reveal, you want to convert each to a string. Now, I don't really think that we need the string, but string E in case there are any issues for E in reveal. Let's try this out. Invalid syntax. String E for E in reveal dot join. I think dot join needs like brackets like that. Dot join. Is this one closed? I think that's probably it. You have lives, line 24. The print statement, does that close? Nope, the print statement does not close. Okay, so that's still the line that reveal There you go. That should finally be it. So there you go. That prints a much shorter little compact statement, and we can attempt this word again. E, A, B, D, R, M, S, D, no, kayak. Yeah, these are genuinely tough words. Part of me wants to give us double lives. But I believe that that has just completed the game in about 25 minutes. So there you have it. The basic version took less than 10 if you factor in the introduction. The more advanced version really only exported sort of two complex things into functions, which are easier to understand if you look at it. I mean, this is the logic in the game. I think that these three are mutually exclusive, so perhaps that should be an elif instead of an if. We have a status that's generated in the beginning and at the end. We have a statement that checks if the game is won. I really quite like this version of Hangman. Okay, that's about it. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I'm about to put 2 more recommended Python tutorials on the screen, one of which is going to be the Python chatbot, the first tutorial, and I'll be doing more chatbots in the future. Another one is going to be an entire Python free course. That's all. See you guys later.